Hey, what's going down? What's going on? Hold on, make sure everything's working. How are you guys? Okay, well, it says I'm streaming now, so that works. How's everything going, ladies and gents? Thing going, ladies and gents? Okay, yeah, it's still doing it. Apparently, Facebook is doing something where um we can't see. I can't put it up here on my computer anymore. So like if you guys respond, I have to look down here instead of looking up at the computer. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me. Sorry about this, y'all. I'm telling you, man. Boy, them technical difficulties, y'all. I'm telling you. It's gonna let me. Apparently, it's not. So the only camera that's working right. Oh, okay. That's. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Webcam. All right, perfect. Yeah, apparently I didn't push it in hard enough. Sorry. That's what she said. Right? Oh, there it is. Watch this. Let's see how it pops up on here. Look at that. Yeah, that looks totally different, doesn't it? Damn. So what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Oh my gosh, man, it has been a hell of a day already. But we are here. We're good. Can you guys hear me just fine? How you guys? How's Chris and Miss Anya here? Hey Yari. Hey Jerry Bear. How's it going, guys? Miss Renita, I know you're in here somewhere. Hello. Hey, what's going on, Rebecca? Looks like the gang is here. Alrighty. So let's without further ado, how you guys doing on your keep your words? You already know I'm gonna ask you. I've I've had to I've had some dealings a little bit with mine and with holding true to my word, holding true to my stuff. I've had to I've had to adjust a few things, within life or whatever. I've had to. There's an individual that I have in my life, not necessarily because I want them in it. It's just unfortunately that turn of events, and so the person was talking to me today, and I'm looking at the message. I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. I don't. I'm not gonna respond to this. I'm not. Matter of fact, I'm just going to ignore it. Like I said before, man, if it's not life or death, or it's not, if it's not really gonna mess up anything one way or the other, some people I'd rather just ignore you, and I'm going to. You're saying. I think Rebecca talked about that before too, and she was like, you know what, man? There's some people that is just worth. They're not even worth explaining why you're done. No, I get it. No, I get that. I still think that certain people deserve an explanation, but other people, I'm good. Yeah, right. And again, though, I mean, it's here's the thing: something or someone's always going to disturb your peace. That's going to happen, regardless. What? But if we can control, if we can protect certain aspects of that, then that's what I'm going to do. And like I said, man, there's some people I'm good. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, so yeah, let's jump in. Just saying certain people. Yuck. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever get around those type of individuals where it's just kind of like ugh. Like dude, like if I didn't have to talk to you ever, I wouldn't. Like ever. Your morals are all over the place. Your ethics are shot to shit. I mean your values, I guess cool. But your principles, it's almost like you have none. Code of ethics, code of honor, code of conduct, ain't got that either. But speaking of, that's what we're working on today. Is that so? But before we get started, because I don't want to start us off on a negative rant. I don't want to do that. Let's start off with something positive, and then we can slide into the negative rant. So without further ado, let's do this. So what are we clapping for? We're clapping number one for showing up for 77 episodes straight. No chaser. We're showing up, we're clapping because for the most part, if you don't clap for you, nobody else is gonna clap for you either. And number three, you're clapping because it's just good to clap sometimes. It's good to clap. Okay? It's good to clap. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Miss Renita. Thank you, Jerry. Miss Menendez Flores, thank you much. Thank you. Miss Renita, Miss Rebecca, I appreciate you guys. Oh, so very much. Today we are talking. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Gotta change that out. Day 77. Sorry. If I didn't say something, Miss Anya would have. Day 77. How to create your own code of ethics. Again, we're going to touch on it. I'll give a couple of minutes on certain stuff, and then we're just going to keep pushing. Okay? Again, everything is set up so you guys can take pictures, all that good stuff, whatever. But yeah, from now on, I'll touch on it, ask a question or two, and just keep it moving. All right, so without further ado, my name is Fearless Cummings. Yes, that is actually my real name. It is on my birth certificate, social security card, and passport, as well as every one of my loans. So there's that. Um, I am your host and life coach for the evening, as well as philosopher and consigliere, which basically means I'm a personal advisor kind of thing or whatever. Here on our show, we talk a little deep. We go deep on our dreams, goals, aspirations, and or problems if we have any. And as your coach, my job is to give you some tools, techniques, and strategies for those things that may be bothering you or some of the things that you're wanting. Okay. We do go deep around here. So if you like to keep everything superficial, this is probably not the place for you. Or fuck, maybe it is. I don't know. Stay around, see what happens. Either way, pull up a chair, Welcome to Acts Fearless, everybody. Welcome whoever shows up. People usually show up, hang out for a little bit, and then they tip out or whatever, which is fine. I'm cool with that too. Anyway, but before we get started, hey, what's going on, Miss Jessica? Please grab yourself a pen, pad, or whatever you need to get focused. Hey, drinks, blankets, snuggie, chargers, all that good stuff. Repetition is key. Why do I say that? Because on our channel, we discuss a lot of coaching stuff, Q&A, trainings, as you can see, or whatever. But repetition is key. So if I say something to you, it's not because I just like saying shit over and over and over. You unfortunately have to hear certain things over and over and over in order for it to become automatic. Okay? If you drove a car every 2 weeks, eventually you'd be pretty good at it. Eventually. But for the first however long, man, it's probably not going to go well for you. Right? It's something that you have to do constantly, every single day. Okay? That's how you get better at anything, right? So here's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. I am only here to help. I'm here to help. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? I'm here to help. Okay? My hand smells so good. I just switched out my Bath and Body smell goods. I had to unscrew them, and there was one of them that was broke. But man, my hands smell amazing. Oh my gosh. And my house smells great. Just in case you guys are wondering, it does. It stunk like shit in here before because Yachty made some enchiladas and then threw the meat in the trash can. If I'm not mistaken, I think she said, hey, you should probably take that out. And I did not. So that shit sat there for a long period of time. So then when Miss Anya and I came back to the house to start working on our stuff, as soon as we walked in, it stunk up. It stunk so bad in here. Opened up the window, took the garbage out. It was disgusting. So there's that. That's funny. Oh, she's here. So before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, I require 2 words. Yes, I know, Yachty, I know. She did say you should probably take that out or whatever. Yachty, boo. Boo to you. Boo. And for me, I need to get my hell yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Let me get a hell yes from you too, Yachty. Although you are being booed. Boo. Boo. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm just joking. No, seriously, my house smelled like straight shit. Man, it was so horrible. Yes, I know. Jerry's always anticipating what we're going to do, but can he anticipate this? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you were wondering, is that the word of the week? You sure are. And the word of the week is sponsored by belief. Right? Anything that you have accepted to be true, usually without a shred of evidence or a shred of proof, is the definition of a belief. Does it mean that it's real? Does it mean that it's fact? Fuck no, it doesn't. But you think that it does, and that's all that matters. You should be, Miss Jessica. This is like the R-rated PBS of, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna throw that out there real quick. My dream was to actually host Reading Rainbow. It's still like a long-term dream for me. Just throwing it out there. Reading Rainbow. Just saying. Actually, that's my son's ringtone. So anyway, synonyms today for our daily duality of belief, credence, belief and acceptance of something as true, and the antonym, which is the opposite of, which is one of Rebecca's favorites, is refutation. Right? Proving something to be false or incorrect. Right, I know. That's what I was thinking too. That's such a good one. Right. Isn't that awesome though? I love it. Right? I mean, doesn't it just have just a good who could be in a bad mood listening to that? Who could be in a bad mood listening to our theme music for Word of the Week? I'm just saying. Who? Who, ladies and gents? Who can be in a bad mood while listening? Of course you could, ma'am. So anyway, I'm putting this up there. Hell yeah. And yes, it was stinky in the house. Yes, it was. It smelled like It smelled like rotten chicken in here. All because of Yadira, which her food was delicious, but the part that was in the trash smelled like shit. So, thank you, Yadira. We do appreciate it. They're all gone too, by the way, just in case you were wondering. God damn, I messed up on that one too. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. 77. 77, man. It's crazy. All right, so here's a fun fact right quick. So the United States military, Olympic athletes, and monks, even them shiny, bald-headed dress or toga wearing monks, all live by having a particular code of ethics that they live by. Yadi could cut your being me? What are you saying? Yadi's amazing. And a damn good cook too. Okay. So from discipline to devotion, personal codes aren't new. They're not new whatsoever. Everybody, for the most part, everybody uses them. They're just rare in the general public. Oh yes, yeah, very much so. Yeah, you might be right. Yachty, you okay over there? You good over there, Miss Yachty? She's good. She's good. We just talked a little bit ago. Um, but yeah, most people have no idea that like when we talk about, having a code of ethics or what I call a code of conduct or rules of engagements, all the same shit. You can name it whatever you want to. Values, your principles, or constitution, the oath that you take, all that good stuff or whatever. She said yes after you booing me. I'm sorry. It's not really you that I'm booing. It's actually myself, Majadi, for not listening to you when you said, hey, you should probably take that out because it's going to start stinking. What did I say? No, we'll be okay. It was horrible. Horrible, Majadi. So you were right. I was wrong. Boo to me. All right, so let's get this party started. Okay, so show the why. Show the why. So you react under pressure, then you regret it because you had no code to fall back on. And this is usually what happens with a lot of us in general, whether you know it or not, that we feel like shit after we do things or whatever, right? And then a lot of it is because we don't have a code to fall back on whatsoever, because most people don't even think about this type of stuff at all. Like they don't. I'm just being honest with you. They don't think about it. So they don't think about a code to fall back on. They don't think about principles. They use those words, but rarely do they ever actually live them and know what the fuck they're talking about. Right? This is why we talk about word of the week all the time, and all of these different words that are surrounded about around just one word. So if we talk about principles, if we talk about values, if we talk about our goals, if we talk about um, our constitution or principles or whatever, we know that there's so many more deeper meanings to that, as opposed to, unfortunately, other people don't know that, right? And I'm not. Here's the thing. At first, like, and again, this is all trial and error, even for myself as well. I'm trying to give you. I'm not trying to. I'm giving you guys what was given to me. Okay, I'm giving you the 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 best stuff that I could possibly give you that I've gone through. Now, there's 1,001 other things I could be telling you that wouldn't help. They're platitudes. They just sound good. Okay, but they're not going to help you. Everything that we're doing is about, can we actually put this into action today? See what I mean? All right. So, question is, what guides your decisions when emotions are high and clarity is low? What guides your decisions when emotions are high and that clarity is low? Right? I mean, I don't know. And again, like I said, most people don't have a set of values that they at least understand. Which, show of hands, say I that you do. Say I that you do. A lot of people don't have that. They don't have a set of principles that they can go back and look. Oh, okay, look, this is where I'm at. Okay, cool. This is what I live by, right? A lot of people don't have that. And what I'm about to show you guys right now, which are my code of ethics or my code of how I conduct certain things, this is mine. I'll show you the whole list if you're interested. But right now, I just want to make sure that you see what you need to see. If you need any more, I'll give it to you. You know, I'm not stingy with this shit. Um, so all right, let's keep going. So if you don't write your rules, life or somebody else will hand you theirs. Think about that. It's almost like if you talk about like goals in general in life. If you don't have any goals for yourself, you'll forever be a slave to somebody else's. You'll always be a cog in somebody else's wheel of success, whatever that might be for them. You know what I mean? Hold on one sec. Sorry about that. So, but yeah, that's usually what happens with that. So, okay, so what to do? Teacher code of conduct is not for peace, which it is not. It is for it's for battle. It's not to be quoted, it's to be lived. Again, that's why I'm always telling you guys that, you have platitudes. Those are just, oh, everything's going to work itself out. That's a platitude. That's a wish without even the faith to launch it. That's like saying, man, I love to win the lottery, but you ain't got you won't even go buy a ticket. You sit and talk about all the shit that you want to do once you win, but you still have to leave the house and go get a ticket. See what I mean? People will wish all day long and won't do shit about it. Just saying. Okay. All right. So, real examples. Okay. So, number two. So, study a real example, which is mine. So, here we go. I will show you six of my my code of conducts. Right now, I'm showing you these ones because if I were to show you my other ones, I talk about them so frequently that unconsciously you probably already know what the first few of mine are. Okay. I have, like, as you can see, 1 through 25. But this is actually out of order. I just grabbed six of them to throw them in here just so you can see what I was talking about. So with this, so the first one is that nothing can ever be taken away from you because nothing was ever truly yours. And we'll talk about why you want to kind of put an explanation for every one of these things that you write, right? You're gonna understand it, but and technically they're not for anybody else or for you. But I always find that when you write it, if you charge it to something or put it to something that you've been through, like emotionally, physically, spiritually, transformally, like that shit stays with you and you'll remember it damn near forever. Okay. So use everything, joy, pain, all that stuff. Make it serve your mission. I remember this because I read a book from called Man's Search for Meaning by Dr. Viktor Frankl, who was in the he was a prisoner at Auschwitz for I think 2 to 3 years, right? 2 to 3 years. And just his story was just so phenomenal, right? I'm not gonna go through everyone. I'll touch this last one, then we'll move on. Keep your mouth shut and keep your business to yourself. Not everything needs to be aired out. Not everything needs to be aired out. Shut the fuck up. If people don't need to know your business, don't tell them your business. Okay, and I'll go number 4 too, because this is very important to me. Stop expecting returns from people who never promised a refund. This is for a lot of us. And show of hands, how many of us have done this? We do shit for other people and we expect that they're going to do the same thing for us. And for the most part, they may not have even asked you to do shit for them. So we have to stop expecting shit from other people, period. If you give, then fucking give. If you don't want to give, then don't give. But if you give, then don't fucking complain about it. Give freely. If you don't have enough of it to give, then don't give it. Shut the fuck up. Like number 4 said, keep your mouth shut. Don't tell people you're gonna do anything. Keep that shit to yourself. Okay? Yeah, Miss Jessica said, "Ooh, that's me." Me too. I mean, I've kind of slowed down on that quite a bit. So I know, like, if I give you something, I'm giving it because, like, I want to give it. If you ask me for it, then cool. Now, if we've already talked about that you'll pay me back, cool. But expecting people to do shit that they never told you that they were gonna do, we gotta stop that shit. But this is what I will tell you. From what I've gone through, when you do something for somebody else, it's rare that you're gonna get it back from that person. It's a rarity that that's gonna be reciprocated from the same person. Usually, if you do something for somebody else, your blessing or what word did I just use? What word did I just use, y'all? Oh my god, that reciprocity. Thank you. Sorry. That reciprocity will usually come from something or someone else outside of that environment, right? So if I do for Renita, and I'm like, and Renita can't do anything for me, right? But if I'm like, man, I did this for her, she didn't do shit for me, then why even do it in the first place? That negates the fact of even doing it. Especially if Renita never even asked me to do it. Y'all see what I'm saying? Stop that shit. It's annoying. Okay? I'm sorry. Let's keep it pushing. Anyway, so now that you can kind of see what mine was, um, so which one of these, I guess, kind of as we say, hits the hardest? Like, which one did you like? Do you like the most? out of them. I'm gonna try to keep this up as long as I can. Um, just put a number up or whatever. Which one like resonates with you the most? Take a turn on the side. Take a pic if you need to. There's a reason why I'm going to be asking you this. Okay, so Jessica says number 4. Everybody else got one? Or I mean, here's a cool thing, Jessica. It could be more than just one. It could be one. It could be two. It could be 1 through 4. It, so practice Kaizen basically means that you improve on something a little every day. That's literally what it means. Kaizen means to improve, constant improvement, constantly. That's what Kaizen means. It's a Japanese word. But again, it doesn't just have to be 4. But okay. So you guys say 4? All right, cool. All right, so which one of these hits artists? Okay, which ones did you like? So okay, so if number 4, if you guys had to rewrite that to fit your life, what would you say? And it doesn't have to be anything big. I'm just asking, how would you rephrase that? Here, I'll go back so you guys can see it. How would you rewrite one of these if you had to use this template as your new code so you can borrow my thing, but how would you rewrite it to work for you? Okay. Miss Renita said, 1 moment, please. Okay. What's up, Jessica? If you had to rewrite number 4 or any of the other one, it don't matter. How would you write that in your own language? It doesn't have to be a long sentence either. Just be real simple. So what about you, Chris? So you said you like 3 and 4. Okay. Take one of them and could you put those in your own language? You ain't gotta do both. You can just do one. Put it in your own language. I love that. I love that, Jerry. Jerry said never expect a return for your effort. I love that. Perfect. 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 So I'd say don't pour into those who don't pour into you. Okay. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. But and again, I mean, I think that Jessica, I think that those are two separate things, though, too. Okay. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that you're wrong on that by no means, because it's your thing. There is no right or wrong. But I think that those are two. I think that those are two totally different things. To to give to a person, just to give to them, is different than pouring in or giving to somebody um, who doesn't give back to you. If that makes any sense. I mean, sometimes our kids don't get back to us either. So that doesn't mean that we don't pour into them. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about something that's reciprocal. I'm talking about something that's for you. You know what I mean? Like something that's yours. So if I do for you, I'm not expecting you to give me shit back. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing because I truly want to do. I'm not expecting shit back. And that's why Jerry said his thing is never expect a return for your effort. Like that's different. Right. So now like being around other people and then pouring into them and they don't pour back into you, fuck yes. I 100% agree with that. But if we're doing for other people because we genuinely want to do for them, then you can't do that with and get upset that's not reciprocated. You see what I'm saying? I mean, or fuck, matter of fact, maybe you can. Maybe that's your thing. But you're gonna find yourself changing that up eventually. So so you may have to have two separate things pertaining to one. They're very similar, but they're not the same. Because one is what you're doing for others, and then the other one is what's coming back to you. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, you can write them the same, but you gotta be very particular in how you write that. You know, because I have one that keeps that says keep your mouth shut, right? Keep your mouth shut and keep your business to yourself, right? But I also have here. Let me go in here. Let me show you this. But number four, excuse me. Hold on. Let me see where my shit is. Okay, keep your mouth shut. Where did I put that? Damn, I forgot where the hell I put it. So as you guys can see, I don't think you guys can see because they're so small. Okay, hold on one sec. I'm sorry. So I have number 13, which is stop expecting returns. Okay, who never promised a refund. Okay, that's one. And then where's the other one? Yeah, I can't find the sorry about that. Hey nah, you good, dear. Sorry about that, guys. I kinda okay, so assume nobody's coming to save you. Okay, so I think that's one of the one I was talking about. So number two, so number two and number three for mine is assume that nobody's coming to save you. And this is after I always ask for help if you need help, right? And then number two, it says assume that nobody's coming to save you and move like it's all on you, right? That's all number, that's all two. That's all the second one. And then number three says work like help is already on the way. So it almost seems like a contradiction, but they're not. But I had to separate them. They had to be something separate from each other. You said them. Hold on. Okay. Nope, I got you. Okay. And again, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. I just want to make sure that as you're writing this stuff out, you're very particular in how you write it. Now you can always change it up, but I just wanted to make sure that you know that most of these are for you, not necessarily what I'm getting back from another. It is what I am doing. It's what I'm bringing to the table. You see what I'm saying? So when I talk about what is 13, stop expecting returns from people who never gave. I'm talking about the things that I'm willing to do for you. I'm not respecting or expecting anything back from you. So I'm not. I think that like with our principles, on the other hand, we can kind of go there a little bit. But fuck, I don't know. It's your shit. So let me shut the fuck on up. Now that I think about it, I think you're right. If that's how you feel about it, write that shit up. I'm sitting there like, hold on, stop. Hold on, you're complicating shit. You're right. If that's what you want to write, Jessica, write that motherfucker out. Fuck them all. Write it. Just make sure you base it off of you, not them. Because then otherwise, your shit's gonna be based on your whole entire code of conduct would be based on somebody else, as opposed to you being the thermostat. It'd be based on the thermometer type of thing. If you know what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that everything that we do is based on what we bring to the table. What we do. Fuck everybody else. This is us. Okay. All right. So we already did this one. Okay. So again, read my code. Read me code. Sorry about that. Read my code. Highlight 3 rules that matter. Again, I just told you just to do 2. I don't give a shit that. I'm cool with that. All right. So number 3, break it down rule by rule. Right. So if your word is your currency, if that's the one it gets, or actually some of you, hey, what's up, son? Hey, little guy. Hold on one sec. Let me go in. So you guys, some of you guys wrote 3 and 4. So keep your mouth shut and your business to yourself. Okay, not everything needs air. And then stop expecting returns. Okay, cool. So we got 3 and 4 that, for the most part, everybody's kind of messing with. Okay, perfect. So let's go back to number 3. Okay, so break it down rule by rule. And so if number 3 and 4 hits differently for you guys, but the real question is do you know why you feel that way about number 3 and number 4? So when you guys are talking about what did you say about pouring into people who don't pour into you? Why is that so visceral? Why does that mean something to you? Jerry said, never expect a return for your efforts. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure that there's something in there that really says, you know what, no, this is why I'm gonna do this. Or this is why this means something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like do you guys know what that is? Again, you don't need to tell me. I just yes or no. Do you know why that means so much to both of you? Christopher, do you know why number 3 and number 4 means so much to you too? And I'm really asking, like, do you guys know? And again, you don't need to tell me why. I'm just asking, do you know why that's so important to you? Christopher said yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Chris. Cater waiters, I'll work. I will. Well, you can pay attention if you want to, son. But we'll work on this too when you get home. Okay, so what story? So the question is, what story or value sits behind each rule that you live by? Okay. Now again, we're just playing around with this 1 or 2 for right now. But the objective is going to be to write out your own, because each one of these rules that you write, each one of these rules of conduct that you write for yourself, this is what will empower your principles. These are it. So when you need to shift your principles out, these over here will get shifted out as well. Your values, for the most part, they'll shift. They'll go up and down, up and down, up and down. But for the most part, they'll stay the same. Your principles, on the other hand, they will get shifted out. They'll get twisted. One will go in with the other one. You know, they're interchangeable, which means you can use them whenever you need them. But sometimes you might need to take one completely out because something's happening in your life that you may not necessarily need that one anymore. If that makes any sense, guys. Okay, so the reality is that a rule without a root is just a slogan. It's because it's the meaning for the most part that gives it its weight. Okay? It's the meaning that gives each one of your values, each one of your principles, each one of your rules of conduct. That's what gives it its power. That's what gives it its spice. That's what gives it its umph, if you will. And now again, we're building these now during times of calm. But you're gonna be using this when shit ain't calm that much no more for you. That's when you're really gonna know whether these things work or not. That's when the reality will set in that your rule without a root is just a slogan. A slogan is nothing more than a platitude, just some shit that we say with no meaning behind it. Oh man, it is what it is. Hey man, that's just the way life is. It's just a slogan. It doesn't have anything else to do with shit, right? Now, if you were immortal and you were to say, man, shit, this is what life is, then that's going to hit a whole lot different for you because you've seen everything. See what I mean? All right, so what do we do with what we have now? So what we do is we rewrite three of the rules or two, whatever you guys wrote, in your own tone, in your own story, in your own value, and make it yours. And you make it yours. So if Jessica says that I say, don't pour into those who don't pour back into you. Cool. Why are you saying that? What's the story behind that? Is it more than one story? I don't know. What's the story behind it? Okay. What's the tone? Why does that mean so much to you? That's, ladies and gents, that's how you build this shit right here. That's how you build this. This is one of the things that I wrote for myself too. This is a little different. That nothing can ever be taken away from us because nothing was ever truly yours. Nothing can be taken away from you. Nothing. Now, some of you may say, "Well, that's bullshit. I can prove it to you." If you were to pass on right now, what do you take with you? Do you take your car, toothpaste, toothbrush, suitcase, shoes, books, house, motorcycle, belts? What about those favorite earrings you have? Does that come with you? Even if you were buried with everything, it still doesn't go with you. Because wherever you are, even your carcass will stay right here. I want you to think about this. Even if, like, if you're buried, that's one thing, your body's still here, right? But even if you are cremated, even if you're cremated, most people don't think about this, but even if you are cremated, that dust, that sand still stays here. It doesn't leave. Nothing is off into oblivion. Nothing. Except for your consciousness. That is. But that's connected to everything. Connected to everything. Right? Connected to everything. Think about that. Nothing can ever be taken away from me. Now, why do I think like this? Because when I was sleeping with me and Caden was sleeping in my fucking car, I didn't have anything except for the car. Like, then I had my body. I had my books. But I really started thinking about all the other stuff that was now gone. So that made me start to think about these principles a little bit differently. Oh, everything that you own can fit inside of an imaginary bag. Think about that. Everything you own can fit inside of an imaginary bag. Because if you can give it away, if it can be taken or stolen from you, what do you really own? Okay. So Miss Jessica said, because I'm a giver, and people love to take advantage of that. I'm speaking strictly friends and romantic relationships. I'm consistently filling up someone else's cup who never pours back into mine. I'll just be left drained. So therefore, I will not pour into those who do not pour back into me. Cool. I totally get it. So she has the story. So let's go into this. Let's go into this. She has the tone. Like, right, if you look at the what to do, she has the look. Matter of fact, let's go into reality. A rule without a root is just a slogan. This ain't a slogan. This shit right here has weight to it. Correct? So what do we do? Hold on one second. Let me go into Chris's thing. I gotta shut that out. Okay, right? So if you look at her stuff, it has a tone to it. Okay. It has a whole entire story to it. And it's part of her values, as well as part of her principle as well. If I do, then I don't have to worry about being upset when somebody doesn't reciprocate the same energy that I give. Correct. Correct. Yep. And that's one of the things that I had to learn too. That's that's the reason why, for the most part, I just give stuff out instead of trying to sell it. That's the reason why I give stuff out instead of trying to sell everything. That's why. I love the law of reciprocity. Remember, it's a whole law. That's a universal law of reciprocity. I understand that whatever I give to another person, I may not get that back from that person. But I love to give so much that I am in overabundance that it will come back to me. So I don't mind giving that out if I have to give. But if I don't have it, I can't give it. And if I don't have enough of it to share with you, then I would have to tell you I can't do it. It's not that I don't want to do it. At this present moment in time, I cannot. And depending on my relationship with you, you're gonna either have to you're gonna have to accept that regardless. Regardless. Right? Christopher said that I'm definitely a giver because I had nothing before. Correct. Miss Anya said even your memories will be left behind. Now that part I'm not sure because that's a part of our conscious or unconscious mind, which exists outside of the body. So it's like a consciousness awareness, right? It's like if I were to take a little beaker, um, like what is that? What is a little syringe thing? If I were to go to the ocean and I were to squeeze it, let go, and all the water sucks into it, right? Over time, that beaker or whatever you call that thing, it's going to get wear, tear, age, cracked, broke, all kinds of stuff. And then one day, all that energy, that water that's in it, is going to dissipate. That water can go back into air, can go back into the ground. It'll always be here. The beaker itself, eh, it'll still be here too. It might be changed and sort of transformed into something else, but it'll still be here. Now, I'm not necessarily going into telling y'all that that I'm a strong believer in reincarnation or this, that, and the other. But what I will say is that each and every single one of us has a bit of energy within us, electricity. Electricity does not die. It transmutes from one thing to the other. So once the last drop of air is within us, and then there's no more, that energy has to go somewhere, right? Some say that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are not human beings having a spiritual one. Doesn't work that way. I also think that that's also another reason why the pineal gland inside of our minds have been calcified so bad, because some people do not want us knowing who and what we actually are. Because when we understand who and what we are and how powerful we actually are, not only as individuals, but together, you can't control that. And that's dangerous. So, just saying, just something to think about. All right, so number 4. So what we want to do is I want you guys to build your own stuff from scratch, right? So someone realizes that they've never defined behaviors that honor who they want to be. Okay. And that's literally what some of these characteristics are, right? This is the difference between principles and a code of conduct is that your code of conduct actually goes into why your principles work. Just like your principles, your values go into why your principles work. So each one of these things build on top of the other. But without a set of beliefs, without a set of values, or at least understanding what they are, principles don't matter. Code of conduct don't matter either. Doesn't mean shit. Again, it's just platitude at that point because none of these things are rooted in to what we experience. For you, for instance, Jerry, you're a firefighter for many moons, right? So for you, um, saving lives, putting your own self sacrifice, not only yourself, but even I mean, like doing the stuff that you were doing was not only sacrificing your safety in your life, but it was also sacrificing and jeopardizing that of your families as well. Because if anything happens to you, it happens to them too. You see what I'm saying? So your values, your code is going to be a whole lot different than somebody like mine or Yachty's or Renita's or even Jessica's. Your your stuff is going to be totally different than ours because your experiences are different than ours. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the same thing whatsoever. Like even if I would love to be like, man, you should take my stuff and run with it. I know that these wouldn't work for you. Now you can take it and use my shit as a template As a template, say, okay, well, yeah, okay, I see how he wrote him up. I see how they make sense. Okay, now I can write my own based off of that, if that makes sense. You can still look at your values and say, okay, well, I mean, I have one for sacrifice, I have one for freedom, I have one for family. And then your values will be something along the lines that um, when I'm at the table, this is what I do, or this, that, and the other, blah, 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 whatever. Right. So I'm always present when I'm with the kids. Okay. Um, to make sure that I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show my wife how much I fucking love her because time is not promised to any of us. So I want to make sure she knows that. Um, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. Those are our principles for the most part. But this right here, this code of conduct is what anchors all that shit in. So why is it that you want to be present for your children? Why is that important? Why is it that you want to be a better husband this time around than if you were before? Why do you want to make sure that your wife knows how much you love her than you did before? If there was even a before. You see, y'all been riding together for a minute now. What, 12 years? So again, why is that so why is that so visceral for you? And the same thing will go for Rebecca. You know what I'm saying? She chose to spend the rest of her the rest of the time that she has here with you. And I think that if you when you guys truly understand what that code is for the both of you, y'all can even write one as a family. You know, most people don't have that. Most people don't sit around writing out what is our code of ethics as the Baker tribe? What is our code of ethics as the Mackey tribe? What is our code of ethics as the Taylor tribe or the Mendez Flores or the Cabral tribe? You see what I mean? Or the Guyton tribe? Like, what is that? What does that family crest look like? A lot of us don't have that. You know, so this is the reason why we consistently want to build our shit up. Hold on. Damn, I don't even know why she did. I'm so lucky to have her. You goddamn right you are. But don't sell yourself short though, champ. She's lucky to have you. You know what I'm saying? You guys are amazing together. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously. So no, that shit goes both ways. But the way that you feel about that woman, oh man, write that shit, build that shit out. I mean, y'all could do it separately, yeah. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I would be doing that shit together. It's worth it. As Ben and Max get a little older, get them involved in it. You see what I'm saying? So this is shit that I mean, even in our house, we have this too. Right? My son and I, man, we sit around talking about this shit all the time. This ain't nothing new for us. This is nothing new for us. Okay? So question, what patterns are you done repeating? What patterns are we done repeating? What truth do you live by even when no one claps for it? I had to add that in there. What patterns are you done living by? And this is a question again. Take a picture of it if you need to. What truth do you live by even when no one's clapping for it? Even when nobody else is clapping for it. Then Miss Anya, create one. Now, if you guys look at, again, my number three, The third one for me, right? Lead by example, even if I'm alone. That's not only in my constitution or my principle. Here, let's go in here. What do I have that? Define it before you reject it. Where's my so number what? So number four, I have here. I don't think you guys could see it though, but it says your word is your currency. Remember, we talked about this before. Don't spread, don't spread what you can't cash. Your word has to mean something to you. Don't spread that shit out if you can't cash it. Oh, see, that's what it is. So your word is your currency. But then over here, number 12, it says, keep your mouth shut. Your business is yours. Not everything needs to be aired out. So those are two. So it's almost saying the same thing, but they're two totally different things, two totally different concepts. Totally different. How many people do we know always always got their mouth open about some shit? Shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut up. Okay? Again, even if you're alone, you got to stand on that shit. Right? And then if you look at my other principles, go back to it. Number two, it says what? Look at that. Assume nobody is coming to save you. Move like it's all on you. Number three says work like help is already on the way. So again, some of these things may sound the same, and some of y'all might be like, "Man, those are the same thing," but to me, they're not. And again, this isn't something that people outside of our house sees this. As your coach, as your philosopher, as your consigliere, I don't go around showing people this shit. You're either in the know or you're not. You're either in the know or you're not. You either know about these things or you don't. I'm not going to sit around talking to you about it. I don't need to. You're not a part of my tribe. I was once told when I was in school for coaching, one of the things we learned, they told us, they said, you do not help people who didn't ask you for it. Do not help people. Do not coach people that didn't ask you for it. Always remember that. I always remember that. Do not coach people who didn't ask you. So if that's one of my things or whatever, then stop expecting returns from other people who didn't ask you for it. You see how that comes back full circle? Same shit, right? Just saying. Just saying. Same stuff. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, so people live their lives by default, and so they choose to live by design. They live by default until they decide to live by design. That basically means until you decide exactly what you stand on, what you stand for, you will live by default. So if you get upset automatically, that's how you're gonna live. That's just how you're gonna do shit. You see what I'm saying? If you don't keep your word on one situation, for the most part, you probably ain't gonna keep it in the other one. Or it's only a matter of time before that piece of shit tendency comes out in everything else too that you do. You can be a piece of shit for a little bit, and you can hide it for a while. But eventually, We're gonna see you. Just saying. All right, so what you do, write 3 personal lines using this format, right? Oops, sorry. Use 3 lines using that same format that I just gave you. You know what your values are, you know what your principles are. Now we're writing why is that important to you? Why is that important? Which story needs to be attached to that? Better know that story, man. I know what I'm willing to do for my son. What are y'all willing to do for your children? What are you willing to do for your mates? Okay. All right. So short rule: be bold. 1 line. Why? Keep it raw. Keep it real. Why is this important to you? What happened and why is that important? Okay. Number 5. Finalize it and own it. Finalize it and own it. A client reads their code out loud. Actually, you will read your code out loud because for the first time, it feels like you. Because, excuse me, because it is. Because for the most part, it is you. It's yours. So, excuse me. So, question is, if you live by this code for a year, what type of life do you think that you'd have? Excuse me, man. Sorry. If you had five principles that you live by, five, not I have 25. Well, excuse me, not principles, but if you had 5 modes of codes of honor, like codes of conduct, I have 12, I think, uh, 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 principles, and I have 6 values that really work for me. But if all these things, if I were to live my life by my code and my principles or constitution, if you did the same exact thing, what do you think your life would be? Like, what type of person do you think you would be at the end of a year if you live by everything you said you were going to do, everything that you said you would become? And I'm really asking, what do you think that you would be within that time? What say you, Christopher? Chris said good. Chris said I'd be good. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Jess, Renita, Jerry, Rebecca? What do you guys think? If you were to write out five codes for yourself, 5 things. Oh shit. Miss Jessica said I would be, I think. Do you think or do you know? Do you think, Jessica, or do you know? Would you be living, do you think you'd be living a life of financial freedom? Or would you be living a life of financial freedom? 2 different questions. Do you think you would, or would you? Okay. I'm not going to tell you good or bad. I'm not going to tell you good or bad. I'm just asking, do you think or do you know? Okay, so Jessica, let me ask you one question. So if you know that within a year you would be living a life of financial freedom. What what code do you need to write? Do you need to live by in order to make that happen within the next 12 months? What code do you need to write? Which code do you need to live by in order to make that happen within a year? And you know what, Renita? If you're with us, I want you to answer that same question. What do you need to write down? What do you need to become? What do you need to do so that a year will go by where you are financially fit? And I'm really asking, Renita, where are you at? Or what would you need to write? Okay. Thank you, Miss Jessica. No, no, no. You're good. So the question is up on here. Here, let me. Here, I'm going to cut this for now. I'm going to make this bigger so you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to take Mr. Daly's thing off. Okay, so what I'm asking is, okay, so the question is, if you live by this code for 1 year, who would you become? So what I'm asking is that all the stuff that if you were to write out a certain code for yourself, right? And then I'm sorry, fuck everything else. You just wrote a code for yourself. Okay. We can make it our principle in a little bit. We can make it a value in a minute. But right now, let's just say, for argument's sake, that we wrote out this one or two things, two codes for ourselves that you had to live by. There's no excuse. There's no, there's no, no bullshit. No justifications, no excuses, no alibis. It is just run. What do you think? What do you need to write? What code would you need to write? What not only what codes would you need to write? Um, what was the other question I asked? So yeah, so what would you need to write in order to in order to make this happen within 1 year? And I'm saying because Jessica said whatever it would be something financial, some type of financial freedom. I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. And so I asked her, okay, so what specifically would she need to write in order to make that happen? You know what I'm saying? So and she said, definitely need assistance with that. Not a problem. Got it. Got it. So again, we have a couple minutes. I think this is actually the last one. So I can run you through that right now. So what you want to do, Jessica, is um here's the thing. I can't write it for you. Your code is yours. So I can't write it for you. But what I can do, because I don't think I have a, it's odd. It's so funny. I'm thinking about this now. I don't think I have a finance. I don't have a finance thing. Huh. It's so funny. I don't have a finance goal in here. I don't have a rule or a conduct. or a code for finance. The closest thing that I'll find for that is that with long enough time and the right teachers and the right intention, there's nothing I can't learn. That's number 22. And number 21 is understand the difference between control, non control, and contribution. Number 19 says that remember what accountability and responsibility are and what they mean to you. That's all I don't have anything regarding finance. Maybe I should write something. I don't know. Isn't it weird how we talk about all this stuff, whatever, but I don't really talk about money like that. I don't have a goal for money like that. Hmm. That's crazy. I never thought about that. I've never thought about that. So, Jessica, so what I would suggest is maybe writing something along the lines of what would you write? What would be a what here, let me go in. What would hold on I write for a code of conduct regarding financial freedom? Hmm. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So some of the stuff it says on there, Jessica, is that's crazy. I like that. That is crazy. Wow. Oh man, I'm gonna use this shit. Listen to this: principles that govern your money mindset and mission. So the very first thing that it says on here is pay yourself first. So that would be the number one thing that you would do is pay yourself first. That's number one. Second thing it says is don't buy it if it costs your peace. So regardless of what it is, if it's so much that it's gonna really bother you sleeping at night, it's probably not worth grabbing, right? But now, are you talking about like this type of principle, or are you talking about like what to do type stuff? But even with this, it still helps. This is crazy. And at the end, it says financial freedom isn't the goal, it's the result. It is the byproduct of living with alignment, integrity, and ownership. And I think that that's the reason why I don't have a finance goal for my stuff is because I look at all of this as okay. Or are you talking about like what to do? You know, like whether you should get into real estate, or whether you should uh really start selling your stuff that you make. Because I mean, shit, at that point, you and Renita in the same place. I pay myself first, not touch my savings unless it's for what I'm saving for. PR dire emergency. Yes, good job, Chris. Yep, Jessica, I believe, is writing. something right now. Okay, and our our fun fact, the last one, is a personal code reduces fatigue, decision fatigue. So instead of us asking, what should I do? You ask, what does my code say? That's to me that's bars right there. That's a bar right there. Instead of asking, what should I do? You resort to go back to, what does your constitution say? Or not your constitution. What is your, what you can read that to, but what does my code say? What does my code say? What does my code of ethics say? What does my code of conduct say? Now, here's the thing. I want to make sure you guys understand something. Code of conduct does not necessarily mean that this is happy, happy, joy, joy type of thing. I have one of, I think it's 23 or 24, that says that I accept myself for everything that I am, good, bad, and fucking monstrous. You gotta, you have to be cool with all of you, not some of you, all of you. All right, Jessica, we are about to wrap up here. I don't know if you had anything else. Um, okay. I mean, you can just say it. I mean, I didn't know if it was, again, I mean, I didn't know if it was for, I didn't know what it was for. Are you talking about for like like a financial thing and like what to do? Financial, like, are you talking about like doing your furniture, liquidating, stuff like that? Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. It's a minute after, and Miss Anya keeps telling me. Okay, yeah, then I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so all right, ladies and gents, I will see you guys back here tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're just gonna kind of do a little bit of Q and A and all that stuff, because again, man, we're kind of wrapping up everything or whatever. So I think we'll kind of go there for a little bit, and it's a weekend, so you know what I'm saying, I figure we can just kind of chill and talk our shit and have some fun. So, but all right though, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go play a game for a little bit. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good evening. Like I always tell you, um, sleep well and dream big. All right, see you tomorrow. No, please.